Hello everyone, welcome to episode 10 of Knock Knock. Woo! Get your drinks up, grab water, milk, or wine, or beer, whatever you drink. And we're gonna talk about art. I'm gonna talk about what I struggle with today and the lessons that I learned with the drawing marathon day 10. Yeah. So these are the notes that I took today. So Bassous, my marathon professor at Manoa, she talked about like various artists that did works with art with Max, and one particular artist that I was really impressed was Matthew Ritchie. He was really amazing. Like he is an artist. I don't know where he's from, but he's really cool. Anyway, so Basus kind of talked about his art, and then she was showing us his work. So it's like colors and like all this like almost geometric like abstract work. And then she asked like one of our classmates, like, hey, what kind of what color, what color does what do you see when you see his work? And then one of our classmates, Caleb, said, oh, it looks like a exploding cow. And we're like cracking up and everything. And then she showed us this video of him like talking about how he approaches art. So it was the AFA Art Talks, and he was talking about how he approaches drawing as a way to interpret space, and how he utilized space into creating a world for the audiences to participate in and to kind of like interact with the audience. So like the way he draws is like by like almost like sculptures. Like he will have a sculpture with his drawings, like, and then he'll be like elevated, and it's just so cool. Like when I saw him talk, I was like, the way he thinks is like so beautiful. I was like blown away. Like it was almost like an artistic boner. Sorry for the expression, but yeah, it was like incredible. Like the way he thinks, like I wanted to cry because it was so incredible. So if you have time, please look him up, Matthew Ritchie. So RITCHIE. Look him up. He's super cool. So he works with engineers and scientists to create art. And if you can find the video about the AFA art talks, you'll be able to hear what he talks about. And one of the things he talks about is how we're all abstract and what that means for him in art and how he wants to portray that. So it's just super cool. Yeah, so day 10 of the drawing marathon. So we had a huge critique, so let me show you around the room. Yeah, so that's Kenny's, really cool. Yeah, so it's like a preview, short preview. So this was kind of like my final piece that we critiqued. So I had like a plastic bag, so I had this like mounted on that wall over there. And I had like a plastic hanging like over here. And then I was kind of frustrated today at the end of the critique because I felt like I didn't execute my ideas and our work too well. Like with this drawing, Basu said it was overworked, and it was like a sad feeling, like bittersweet almost. Like I was like, oh man, I should have stopped. But I kept going, and then I ended up, overworking. How great is that, And I'm just struggling with this idea of like when to stop. When is it when you're working too much that you kind of destroy the artwork? So yeah, this was my struggle today. So a work that talks about plastic and its effect on the environment. So the concept of this was kind of like similar to episode 8 and 10. Like I just changed like some little details here with more feathers. So I just added some more details. So this is the mother bird. It's her eyes. She's lying down. And then her beak. And then there's plastic right there. So I incorporated the plastic there. And there's her babies that died from eating all the plastic. How sad is that? So when I first started this work, I divided it, I composed it so that it was kind of like the map of the world. So from here, this point on, it was the east side, so Asia. So this would be like China here, and Korea, Japan here. And then this would be the west. yeah, so that's how I started, and then I found a picture of like the Philippines, and then where the river was like filled with plastic. So that's what I did, and yeah, it was kind of like frustrating that like I didn't get to like really like finish it, I guess, per se, like to a point where I was really happy with it. So I'm still debating what to do with this work. I would definitely love to go back and work on it more. Noriko, which was specially featured in the previous episode, said that these like diagonal lines was kind of too predictable. So I was like thinking, okay, I kind of see that. So I kind of want to fix that in a way. And the interesting thing about these sides is that I kind of burned the paper. I just burned it with a lighter using Caleb's lighter. Thank you, Caleb. And yeah, that's how I burned the edges off. But I need to really work on the art to bring it back alive and just get to the point where it makes sense. It's like it makes art and just something beautiful for people to look at, and also raise awareness of what we're doing to the environment. So day 10, it was kind of frustrating. It's kind of a bittersweet feeling. I wish I could have done better with this project. And one of the really important, interesting thing that we talked about was about these words that are incorporated. So this one says aggressive, and there's like some words here, sincerity and understructure. You can barely see it, so understructure and sincerity. And then someone in the class asked me like, oh, you know, like, do you think the texts are working? And I was like, it's kind of like, it's like half and half. I think it's kind of working, but at the same time, I kind of want to hide some of the words. And then Bassous was like, you know, if I were you, I would have flipped the page open. So I was like, page over, you know, so that the words will be upside down, so it's not very apparent. So I was like, epiphany, like a light bulb. So that was really cool. I think today is really, I'm just questioning myself, like, who I am as an artist. I'm confused, like I'm so confused, like why am I doing this, you know. I'm enjoying it, but I'm like really worried about the future, like will I be able to create something that really works well, you know, and that is beautiful for others. So yeah, that's my dilemma right now, and I'm learning so much from the drawing marathon. I'm really glad I took it because it's really teaching me how to think more critically, and at the same time think about how to develop yourself professionally. So those are all good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for episode 10, and I hope you enjoyed this 10th day of the drawing marathon. It's almost coming to an end. It's already. So yeah, woo! Thank you for tuning in, and I'll update you on tomorrow on day 11. We're working with maps. How cool is that with Maya? Take care!